ॐ श्री गणेशाय नमः। ॐ श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः। ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। ॐ नमो नारायणाय। 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 ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ श्री सद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। ॐ ध्यायामि चिन्मयानन्दं गुरुदेवं महामतिं प्रेमपूर्णं क्रियाशीलं सदा लोकहिते रतं कृपालुं सुन्दराकारं समर्थं सत्यदर्शिनं वाचा तत्त्वप्रकाशिन्या शोकमोहविनाशिनम्। ॐ श्री चिन्मय सद्गुरवे नमः। हरि ओम, सुप्रभातम। ॐ शुक्लांबरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये। यस्य द्विरदवक्त्राद्याः पारिषद्याः परश्शतं विघ्नं निघ्नन्ति सततं विश्वक्सेनं तमाश्रये। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। सच्चिदानन्दरूपाय कृष्णाय क्लिष्टकारिणे नमो वेदाब्जभास्करं वन्दे शमादिनिलयं मुनिम्। Oh, I think I made a small mistake. सच्चिदानन्दरूपाय कृष्णाय क्लिष्टकारिणे नमो वेदान्तवेद्याय गुरवे बुद्धिसाक्षिणे। कृष्णद्वैपायनं व्यासं सर्वलोकहिते रतं वेदाब्जभास्करं वन्दे शमादिनिलयं मुनिम्। सहस्रमूर्तेः पुरुषोत्तमस्य सहस्रनेत्राननपादबाहोः सहस्रनाम्नां स्तवनं प्रशस्तं निरुच्यते जन्मजरादिशान्त्यै। वैशम्पायनो जयमेजयमुवाच श्रुत्वा धर्मानशेषेण पावनानि च सर्वशः युधिष्ठिरः शान्तनवं पुनरेवाभ्यभाषत। युधिष्ठिर उवाच किमेकं दैवतं लोके किं वाप्येकं परायणं स्तुवन्तः कं कमर्चन्तः प्राप्नुयुर्मानवा शुभम् को धर्मः सर्वधर्माणां भवतः परमो मतः किं जपन्मुच्यते जन्तुर्जन्म संसारबन्धनात्। श्रीभीष्म उत्तरमुवाच जगत्प्रभुं देवदेवमनन्तं पुरुषोत्तमं स्तुवन्नाम सहस्रेण पुरुषः सततोत्थितः। Acharya Bhishma, we call here as Acharya because he is now in the Acharya Sthana teaching Yudhishthira and the Pandavas. While he is explaining or answering Yudhishthira, he chooses to rearrange the questions. He doesn't answer according to the questions, according to the chronological order of the questions that are asked by Yudhishthira. He organizes, he chooses to reorganize. Jagat. We saw the first word, Jagat Prabhum. Jagat. What is Jagat? Sthavara Jangamatmakam. Tasya Prabhum. Sthavara, immovable. Jangamam, those which are moving, those which move. Together forms this world. We know we have in our legal language, especially when a property is being registered, we have the terms movable and immovable properties. What do you mean by movable and immovable properties? Those things which are dismantleable and movable, and those which cannot be moved. In that particular example, Bhumi, land, is supposed to be immovable property. These days, the modern technologies, they even move some portion of the land. But idea here is those which can move and those which cannot move, all put together is called Jagat. And we have indicated this includes body-mind complex. Body, mind and sense complex, meaning what? The whole aspect of my own body, mind and intellect, which is also a part of Jagat. When we say Jagat, we should not think world is different from me. The world appears to be different from me, but it cannot be different from me. Why? This body is also a product of the similar world. Akasha, Vayu, Agni, Jala, Prithvi. Panchamahabhutani is this world. And this body is also the same. So it is not different from the world. Right? So all put together is this whole world. And this world must have somebody who governs. And tasya prabhum swaminam, Acharya writes. Prabhu, Swami, governs, the one who governs. He is called Ishvaraha. So Jagat Prabhum, Ishvaraha, the owner, the Lord, the ruler, commander, you may use any number of synonyms. Prabhu, Lord. Deva Devam. Look at the explanation there. Devanam Brahmadinam Devam. Including the Triputi. Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, what we call. The explanation to this normally, generally, some Laukika examples are given. But it is required for beginners. It is required for beginners. In fact, some of the acharyas come down very heavily and say, those are all for Mandabuddhi. We should not call Mandabuddhi, we will say beginners. People like you and me who have entered the hall of Vedanta, who are trying to understand this world, who are trying to understand this body, mind and intellect, and who are trying to understand who could be that Lord. For such people, for the sake of that uninformed mind, certain Laukika examples are given. But examples have its own limitations. Please understand that. Devanam Devaha, meaning the Supreme Lord, who is the Lord of all the gods also. We are all aware what in Hinduism in particular, we have 33 crore gods. Isn't it? Meaning what? Right from the smaller, there are some hierarchy there also. Smaller gods, Grama Devatas we have, then we have Daivam. If you go towards South Canara and all, we have got Daivam. Like that, there are so many presentations by the Shastras in the form of God. Acharya here says, Brahmadinam Devam. So what have we taken? Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva are the main gods. True. With reference to these, Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva are the main god, but Devanam Devaha. And this Purusha is the ultimate supreme God. And the examples generally they give are, it is like the government at New Delhi with reference to Bharata, India. Then you have so many departmental ministers, finance department, transport department, water department. Now recently, Corona department they might have started probably. So we have heads of those departments and they also have certain subheads. Like that the hierarchy flows down. Devanam Devaha is like the Prime Minister and the President. The first man in the country who is called the President. He is the ultimate authority. He has got the powers even to dismantle a government. Of course, with procedures. But he is the ultimate governor, president. Like that, Devanam Devaha here refers to that Ishvaraha who is Supreme Lord and who also governs all the other departments. Now, every department, now with reference to the example what was given, every department, the Ishvaratvam pervades. Ishvara is the Ishvara of finance department, even though there is a minister. Right? Prime Minister is the Supreme Minister who is also the Minister for Finance Department, Minister for Water Department, Minister for Electricity Department, Minister for Transport, etc., etc., etc. He pervades in and through. So even though there are ministers, that Supreme Minister pervades. Similarly, Ishvara is the Ishvara of all. And he expresses himself through the various departments, we may say so. I am using very laukika shabda for the sake of common man's understanding. Otherwise, we can use some heavy technical terms. Right? But for the sake of common man's understanding, we are using simple terms. Devanam Brahmadinam Devam Devadevam. Anantam. Anantam meaning Deshataha Kalataha Vastutascha Aparichinnam. Shankara writes. Aparichinnam meaning he cannot be limited by Deshataha space, Kalataha time, and Vastutaha by objects. This Devanam Devam, the Supreme God, Ishvaraha, can never be limited by space, time, or objects. Now, why is this statement always said? Everywhere it is said, he is beyond space and time. He transcends space and time. Why is this particular phrase, expression given? Because our mind can only think of anything and everything with reference to space and time. Our minds are conditioned by explanation of anything in this world with reference to space and time. To consider something beyond space and time, we have not equipped our mind. We have not tuned our mind. Therefore, Acharya here introduces this topic for us to understand this space, time, and object concept, and give us or introduces the thought that Bhagavan, Ishvaraha, is beyond the concept of space, time, and objects. Therefore, Deshataha, Kalataha, Vastutascha, Aparichinnam, Aparichinna Vastu. It is also said in Upanishads. Vastu also refers to oneness, it is material, Vastu. But real word Vastu means that only one and only immutable Lord. Aparichinnam. Now, who is he? Purushottamam. Purushottamam, Uttamam, the best. Purusha Uttamam, the ultimate. In fact, this ultimate word is also taken very loosely in the common language. Ultimate is only another expression to make us understand it is not any of those known factors known to this mind and intellect. It is supreme. Again, as it is said, Shabdajalam Maharanyam. Shabdajala means the words, it is a huge aranya, it's a huge forest. For everything, when we start working towards, finally you will find that Supreme is beyond words. Yato vacho nivartante apraapya manasa saha anandam brahmano vidvan. Yataha vachaha nivartante. Words seldom explain. Words return, meaning it can no more explain. Aprapya manasasaha, mind cannot perceive, mind cannot conceive of that supreme with the limitations of the mind. Therefore, who is this Purushottamam? Kshara aksharabhyam karya karanabhyam Utkrishtam. Utkrishtam meaning the one who is, the best word used, superlatively eminent. Again, it is all words. It is all words. Why? Because it cannot be explained. Aprapya manasa saha vachaha nivartante. Anandam brahmana vidwan. The one who has understood, he alone can understand. Jivan Muktas alone can understand that very state of experience. We can only talk about, we can only give a lot of synonyms, put some, high sounding words and say, Brahman is this, Brahman is that. But finally, that very explanation defies the very explanation. But all said and done, as I said, towards for you and me, the common people, we have to take up some words for us to move forward. Therefore, superlatively eminent. Among whom? Among the Kshara and Akshara, that which perishes and that which never dies. Anything and everything in this world, including the world, must perish. This is law. So many times we have seen all this, natural calamities is what? Tsunami, earthquake, floods. And you can include from there up to the local street accident. You can include everything. All these indicate, now please note, all these indicate the Kshara Rupa of this whole universe. And Aksharam, when it is said, normally, commonly the example given is space. Space does not perish. Again, this is limitation. Why? Space also exists only in our mind. Space does not exist other than our mind. That is why I'll give you a very interesting example. Like, for example, let us suppose you are genuinely listening to me now. Exception sustained. Or exceptions overruled in this case. Even while listening to a lecture, within a fraction of a second, let us suppose you are here in India, Mysuru or Bengaluru or Mumbai or wherever. From here, you can go to California and come back without a flight or a ticket. And that too when? Within fraction of a second. If physically you have to go to California, so much of process is required, and then you have to patiently sit in the flight. You can't run in the flight. I want to go fast, so let me go towards the cockpit earlier. I can reach early. No. You must have the patience to go. You have to go there. It takes, earlier it was taking days. Now it is taking hours, isn't it? To that many hours I have to sit down in the flight patiently. And then you may reach. No guarantee. You may reach. But here, sitting, while supposed to be listening, I go all the way to California and come back even before the talk ends. Rather, within very short period you can come back. That is the power of the mind. Think. That is the power of the mind. If this much I can do, still we have to understand Kshara perishing and Akshara, that which never dies, both are under the hands of, under the control of that Supreme. Think. The mind can go anywhere, come anywhere. The intellect can think of anything. Body is definitely capable with its limitations, whatsoever. All this we have got, these capacities, but they cannot function without the presence of the Supreme. Therefore, it is called Purusha uttamam. Kshara aksharabhyam. Then what? Karya karanabhyam. With reference to effects and causes. Why is plural included here? It is only to mean the varieties. Anything and everything other than the supreme is included here. Ksharaksharabhyam, karya karanabhyam, utkrishtam. Utkrishtam, superlatively eminent, supremely high. Much, much, much beyond. Again, much, much, much. You can put 3 dots after that to indicate infinity. Right? Now see, what is this ksharaksharabhyam, and karya karanabhyam, utkrishtam? Kshara, perishable. Akshara, imperishable. In Srishti, all of them are in Srishti. Karyam, effect. In fact, Srishti itself is a Karyam. In Srishti, so many effects are there, but Srishti itself is an effect. And Karanam, there is a cause. Nothing in this world can go without this. Remember our laws of causation. 3 laws. I always keep telling this. And this you must always have this in mind. 3 laws. By heart, and it must become part of your blood, part of your marrow. It must become one with you. What are the 3 laws? First law is, there cannot be an effect without a cause. I have not provided this slide. Why? Because I want you to listen first. There cannot be an effect without a cause. First law. Second law, effects, plural. Effects are nothing but cause itself. There you should not write plural, causes itself karke. Effects are nothing but cause itself in different forms. Again I will repeat. Effects are nothing but cause itself in different forms. And law number 3, from the effect, when cause is removed, nothing remains. From the effect, when cause is removed, nothing remains. And very common, delightful example. Common, delightful example is gold. Gold is the cause. And what are the effects? Necklace, chain, finger ring, nose ring, ear ring, bracelets, anklets. Nama Rupa changes. Look at that. This effects are cause itself. Second law. Therefore, even in the creation and creation itself must have a cause. First law. Effects are nothing but cause itself in different forms. Second law. So all this have to be cause itself. Third, once this cause is removed, nothing remains. Once gold is removed from the gold chain, chain will not remain. Think. Now, even though we have so many varieties, it is a cause alone which is expressing as chain. Cause gold alone which is expressing as bracelet. Wherever you touch in bracelet, it is gold only. Wherever you touch in the chain, it is gold only. Wherever you touch in the nose ring, gold only. It is gold. It appears as gold chain, ring, nose ring, etc. So all of them must have a cause. Karya, Karana, And next is what? Ksharaksharabhyam we have discussed Utkrishtam. Now here there are two things which I have introduced. One is Upadana Karanam and second is Nimitta Karanam. What is Upadana Karanam? Upadana Karanam is material cause and the other one is instrumental or efficient cause. Like for example, a clay pot. The clay is the material cause, Upadana Karanam. And the potter with that wheel used instrument becomes the Nimitta Karanam. Right? Now, please understand this because it is very much important for us to understand Bhagavan. Nimitta Karanam is instrumental in redirecting ourselves to the higher. So, all kinds of forms, you call it Mahavishnu, you call it Maheshwara, you call it Ganapati, Hanumanji, Rama, Krishna, or even you may call it anyway, Khuda, Allah, Jesus, Mahavira, Buddha, so many things with whom people call as God. It is only names. All are only to indicate, are only to point. They are all pointers to indicate the higher supreme and they become the representations of the same supreme. 1. 2. The supreme itself is representing itself as so many forms. Why? To cater to our limited mind. To say Arupa, no form. Alakshanam, no lakshanas, no attributes. To meditate upon Arupa, Alakshana, Nirguna, Nirvikara Tattva, human mind is not possible, it's not capable. Human mind is not capable meaning what? Until we reach that state. We are now discussing from our common standpoint. And the one who reaches that state of Jivan Mukti, after reaching that state, one can understand that supreme. But until then, you require some alambana. Until then, you require some, what do you call it as? Instrument for us to understand. Therefore, Upadana Karanam, material cause, can be all these forms. Mahavishnu, Rama, Krishna, Devi, Hanumanji, Ganapati, any god you want are all what? Upadana Karanam. Or rather, Nimitta Karanam. They are all Nimitta Karanam. They are all instrumental in directing us towards the higher. Therefore, understand that supreme Purusha Uttamam is beyond all this. Right? Stuvan. Stuvan, the one who chants, one who praises, one who utters, one who performs japa of. Stuvan. Gunanan Sankirtayan. Now here when it is said guna, they are divine qualities. All of us have also got gunas. Terrible gunas and terrific gunas. Good gunas, bad gunas. Plenty. All of us have got all of them. Let us understand. We are very good in judging others. But each and every one of us have got all types of gunas. But we exercise certain type of gunas largely. Certain quality of thoughts that I exercise largely. Based on that I am called a good person. Based on that I am called a terrible person. Based on that I am called as a bad person. Think. But all of us got all the gunas. Right? Now, These gunas are referring to certain quality and texture of thoughts. Whereas divine qualities are not thoughts. Divine qualities are nothing but Swarupa Lakshanas. Therefore, Gunanan Sankirtayan meaning what? I constantly repeat. I constantly take those names. Nama Sahasrena, through 1,000 names. 1,000 names again is only a path. Again, to reach that Supreme who is beyond all names and forms. Right? Stuvan. This is the beginning. By chanting the Sahasranama, I slowly move forward in that path, in that direction. And for moving in that path, in that direction, all these 1,000 names help us. They point. Earlier also we have said, pointer can never be the pointed. A pointer can never be the pointed. Therefore, all these lakshanas which are given are pointers to lead us to know the Supreme, the unknown. Right? Stuvan, Purushaha. Whom do we glorify? Purushaha. Purnatvat Purushaha, one meaning. And Puri Shayanatvat Purushaha. Puri Shayanatvat meaning what? Because I am in this Puri. What is this Puri? Puri means Desha. Here, Shariram. I am living in this Puri, in this Shariram. Therefore, Purushaha. Then that Purushaha differentiates from Stri. That Purushaha differentiates from Pashu Pakshi Ityadi. Whereas this Purushaha is Purnatvat, where there is no difference. Abhinna Vastu, Akshara Vastu, Nirguna Vastu, that Purushaha. Purnaha, Purnatvat meaning what? Purna in all the sense of the word. Like for example, space. Again, we are only taking that space as an example because a mind can understand. It is beyond space. Space is everywhere. Therefore, we say space represents Purna. Remember, with limitations of language. Right? Space is everywhere. Wherever I go, space is there before I reach. Think. And here, one of the example is that. And to indicate what? Consciousness. Consciousness, otherwise called as Purushaha, is all over, all pervading. Think in the oft-quoted shloka it is said, Antarbahishcha tat sarvam vyapya narayana sthitah. Not shloka, mantra. In the Narayana Suktam we chant. What do we chant? Antarbahishcha tat sarvam vyapya narayana sthitah. Narayana sthitah. He is. Where? Antarbahishcha tat sarvam. Sarva Vyapakatvat. Therefore, Purnatvat Purushaha. Then, Satatothitaha. Nirantaram Udyuktaha. Nirantaram meaning what? It is not like he is time bound. Again, remember, he is beyond time and space. So, Udyukta means he is eternally alert. Think. I will give one question to you. 5 minutes. I am being very too idealistic. I am being too idealistic. 5 minutes have we remained without the mind going out? 5 minutes. I am telling you, I am too idealistic. Think. Fraction of a second, mind escapes. And therefore, we can never be called as an alert person. With reference to certain aspects, people generally use, he is very alert and vigilant. But none of us can be that alert and vigilant because we lose our energies in the past, in the future, and excitement in the present. Gurudev used to say, regrets of the past, anxieties for the future, and excitement in the present. Therefore, we are never present. Whereas he is eternally satatam udyuktaha. Think. Thus we find this Purusha, whom is highly glorified, is here called Ishvaraha. And it is this Ishvara who is the answer for all the questions. Other questions also I had put. Ko nama bandhaha, katham esha agataha, katham pratishtha asya, katham vimokshaha, ko savanatma, paramakatma, tayor vivekaha, katham etaducchetam. All these are for what? To understand this one Purusha and through him the highest. And once that Brahman is known, this Ishvara also drops. That is the highest. Once that highest Parabrahma Swarupa Paramatma is known, even the Ishvara have to be dropped because it is again, of course, his own Maya Shakti. But again, there is as though a difference between Ishvara and Maya. Therefore, Ishvara with his Maya Shakti, it is said. Think. Shastra take us up to that, like the pole vault I gave the example. I use the pole and take myself, lift myself to the highest point, and then I drop the pole. If I don't drop, then I have not won the game. Foul. Is it not? Similarly, Ishvara is very much required for me to rise myself to that highest point, and once I reach there, Ishvara also have to be dropped. Ekameva advitiyam Brahma. My limited mind cannot conceive, cannot comprehend, cannot perceive, cannot understand. And therefore, this Ishvara Tattva is required for you and me to march forward in this path of spirituality. Bhishma Pitamaha will take us in and through towards the highest. We will see further in our next series where Bhishma Pitamaha explains this Ishvara Tattva and take us forward. Thank you very much for being very patient enough in this series. Now, we will conclude this series with a 2-minute Nama Japa. Please join me for that Nama Japa, and then we will conclude. We will meet again next month on the 1st of June. We will meet again to continue further in the Vishnu Sahasranama Adhyayanam. नमो नारायणाय। ॐ 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 शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरिः ॐ। श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ॐ।